Cool.
Yeah.
All right, let's build our grip. Borrow these for now. Sure. So do you remember how to just build a grip in general?
Sock, and then
Mm-hmm.
and that just kind of goes in your palm, like that. No?
Ooh, I was doing it weird. Yeah. And do thumbs up real quick. Just like point forward. Yeah, it looks good. And then just let your finger, your thumb rest on it. And do the same thing with the other hand.
Okay.
Ah, it's weird, right?
Yeah, doing this with one hand.
Yeah.
Right.
It's kind of harder to like build it up in the same way. You kind of just gotta grab them. Make sure you get the hang of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that.
And make sure that middle finger, I feel like this mallet, the inner one, it's a little bit too far in. Like, you should almost be touching the button with the pad of your finger, yeah.
Okay.
Don't let it, like,
Hook around.
stretch. Just let it curl around and on, just like natural. Cool, how's that feel? Alright.
Good.
Well, we can do that. Let's actually start with just one hand for now. And we're just gonna do legato strokes. We do legato stuff like 80% of the time here. Let's see, what's a comfortable interval for you? Is that good?
Should I do right?
Keep going. That looks pretty good. Do you feel like you're kind of working against the stick before it hits the marimba at all?
No.
I just said that because when you were playing, at some point you like barely touch the board, and that means that you're not just letting the stick come down. Yeah, and it's not a matter of like throwing it down faster. It's just like don't go against it until you hit it. That looks good. Just make sure that also your hitting spots, that it's not making this shape, but you're doing whatever you have to do for it to be nice and even. I drew a line across.
How much is coming out of the end on this?
Not too much. It's kind of a personal preference, but of course you don't want it to be like too far in. But in general, just not too much, just a little bit here, and then within like this like centimeter, you can adjust to what feels good. But yeah, very much hold it close to the bottom. It's gonna feel like quite a bit of weight, just because of you're grabbing it from the bottom, but it'll get good. So yeah, just think about your beating spots and do whatever you need to do for them to be like as even as you can when you start to move around the marimba and like playing some accidentals and stuff. You always gotta prioritize like where you're hitting it. And so if you're doing one hand, it's probably easier to just like position your body where it is gonna make it a flat line across. So yeah, let's just keep doing that for a bit, and we'll switch to the left hand. That's too far up on the right hand. There you go. Cool. Let's switch to the left. The stupid hand for most of us. Yeah, this hand definitely has way less fluidity. Do you feel like you're kind of stretching this and like tightening it a little bit? At this interval, like your index finger should still be under and past the stick, not like right here. Does that make sense? Yeah. We can do it slower. Yeah, I feel like there is a bit of tension building up here. Like your thumb is like curling in a little bit, and then this one's like stretching out. Try to like think about keeping it just as is right now in the set position, and then start playing. And think about not changing anything about that part of the grip. Those two fingers, just keeping them the same, nice and relaxed. Make sure you're trying your best to come up with your wrist and not sideways. It looks like the inner mallet is coming up kind of like this.
Okay.
As opposed to like that. So yeah, think of the wrist turn like this. Don't let it do this as you move around. At least for these strokes. And when you start doing single laterals, it's different, but yeah. Try to make the motion as close as you can to what we usually do with just one hand. That is nice and smooth when you play it. Trying to make the motion and the pathway of it look that smooth. Make sure you're hitting a C and F.
Right.
It's like
C and
open.
F?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I think that's what we're doing with the right hand.
I was doing C and G.
Oh, my bad. It's all good. C and F.
That should have heard it.
Yeah. Make sure you're actively working to turn your wrist, because it's probably a muscle that's not super stretched for you. So for now, if it feels like you're pushing it a little bit, that's totally cool, as long as that's not building tension. But you do want to reach, cover a good amount of distance. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Still kind of come in at this angle instead of straight up and down. So just think straight up and down. There you go. And bring them down to the closer to the center so you can get more sound. See how the inner mallet is a little bit too far in right now?
Okay.
It was a little bit like that. So just make them both hit the center. There you go. Are you ready to do both hands? Awesome. Ooh. Do you hear that overtone? It sounds so bad. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's just do C and Fs, and I will do something funky. What do I do? God damn it. Alright, go. Let's just slowly. Allow yourself as much time as you can to get up there. And sorry, what I mean by that is, you have 2 quarter notes, right? There's the pulse, right? So I want you to take as long as you can on the way up. Don't make it snappy.
Okay.
Take as long as you can on the way up, and then you throw velocity
Gravity.
to strike it again. Yeah. Not only let it fall, but do give it a little bit of power on the way down so you can get a nice sound. And it's easier to come off the board like that. I think it might be easier to do thirds. Do you think that would be more comfortable? Try that out. How's that feel?
A little easier.
Easier? Okay. Since while we're at it, look at both of your hands. Look at the motion you're getting. Make sure you're making sure that I can't talk. Make sure that you're you're trying to make them as even as you can. They're both coming up the same height, the same speed. Keep playing. So, if you were to say that, you can stop, sorry. So which hand tends to be early? Do you hear it?
This
No, it was
This
actually
one?
your left for the most part. Yeah, and I think it's because this is the one hand that tends to have this thing going. So I feel like this hand might be coming in time. It's just this mallet that's getting ahead of you. Try that one more time at that same slow tempo, just and. Nice. That's good. I can see you're making adjustments with the left hand as you go. Like sometimes it's like it'll give you like a random motions and you're like, what the hell? Why did that just like?
Yeah.
But then you fix it like right away. So I'm sure you're aware of how you're supposed to do this. I don't know if she wants us to do independent stuff just yet. But we could try it if you want. Just like to start playing each mallet by itself. Do you want to try that out? Or we can switch to drum stuff.
That's fine.
Cool. So the way you're gonna approach these is pretty much you're gonna have it's gonna be a rotation of the hand for each one of them that you do. So you're never gonna want to get the stroke with these fingers or these fingers. It's gonna be a matter of rotating out and then playing it out. It's only rotation.
Is a forearm rotate or?
Yes. You're doing this.
Okay.
And also the goal of this is that when you strike only one note, you want the other mallet to stay as still as possible. At first it's gonna be a little bit hard, but that's the big thing, to like not just drop it in with the arms, because that's what makes it the hardest. Just physically, like literally think, I have to turn my wrist, like turn it. So let's how do we do this? We can do, let's do 4 strokes on each hand. So we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. God, my right hand is a little bit rusty. Cool. Let's do it. Just 4 strokes on each hand. That's just 1, 2, 3, 4, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry again. That wrong note was on me. Let's actually just focus on each one of them, because it's kind of like a different mechanic for each hand, especially for the inner mallet is usually the easier one. But let's start with this one.
So you're like rotating to hit it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's how you approach like any of these strokes. So for the outer mallet,
Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like you angle it to like move it out of the way and then.
Oh no.
Okay.
I mean, you rotate, and that's how you make the stroke happen. See how my hand is like turning every time? The same for this. Let's actually just do outer mallet for now. Outer left mallet. And right now you're rotating to get the stroke, like you're rotating from here. Now, how do I say this? You are getting the stroke from rotation, but you're not rotating out of it. Does that make sense? So you're just staying down here. You're only going down. That's what I'm trying to say. grab this mallet with the other hand for now. I found this helpful in the past too. Just keep doing it. So that you can only focus on this, the other one's not like all over the place. Cool, let's try the inner mallet. Yeah, that's the right idea. You'll be able to stretch it more and get more sound as you go, but try to approach it is like anything that technique that you learn in drumming. I found out that as long as it really has to do with the way you think about it, like the way you approach this should be no different from the way you approach this or the way you approach that. So like if in your head you're like, okay, as long as I get the same sound and do the technique right, it's all gonna be good. Feel free to grab that outer mallet. It's all just a little more awkward. Yeah. It's something that's super weird, but you'll get used to it. Let's do the right hand. Start with inner mallet. Oh, also, this is for notation in music and stuff like that, or just for teaching in general. These are kind of how you label the fingers for piano. So this is 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Okay.
So in the music, sometimes it will tell you what mallets to use, just like how sometimes the finger for piano pops up. So also if in class you're like, okay, mallet 2 and 3, you're like, okay, 2 and 3. Let's just do this inner one for now. How we doing time? Oh, perfect. Just the inner one. You can drop the other 2, it's fine. Of course, naturally, the right hand's gonna be like so much quicker to pick it up. Yeah. And again, always try to use that as a tool. It's like, oh, okay, if this one's got it, maybe I can do it at the same time. And if you focus hard enough for a good amount of time, you will find the things that feel different about it. Cool. Let's try the outer one. Or we can stay on that one for a bit.
Okay. About how far up, like, should the other one come up when you're hitting it, or should it stay?
So the goal is for it to not really move. Like
Okay.
it shouldn't do any motion, and it should stay down around set position. So if you want to look at me, I'm gonna like do it in slow mo. This is what it should look like in like a perfect world, right? Like not a lot of people, like it takes a lot of time to like be able to do this. Like I can't do it super well. It's like naturally gonna like move a little bit, but you just want to like reduce the motion as much as you can. Like as long as you're not just all over the place.
Yeah.
That's why this helps. If you want to finish, we can just do something fun. See if we can do it.
Sure.
You're just gonna
wait
do
a minute.
1, 2, 3, 4. So you can say you did an arpeggio. I wanted to see where you chop out. Yeah, so that's how you approach those single laterals.
Yay.
They're called single laterals, by the way.
What are they?
Single laterals.
Single lateral.
The name of the stroke is here. Yeah.
Lateral. Yeah.